When NFL players trash talk and it goes horrifically wrong, like when Odell Beckham Jr. got way too confident and it backfired. The Browns shocked the world in 2020. After sneaking into the playoffs as the last wildcard spot, they upset their divisional rivals 48-37, winning a game that no one thought they could. Their first playoff win since 1995, the biggest win in franchise history in over 2 decades. They had all of the momentum in the world, although Odell Beckham Jr. got way too confident heading into their next matchup when they traveled to Kansas City to face the Chiefs in the divisional round. As the number 1 seed, 6th best offense, 10th best defense, and best record in the NFL, it is safe to say that the Chiefs are the favorites in this matchup. Plus, Patrick Mahomes is playing out of this world. He is easily a top 3 quarterback in the league. Everyone expects the Chiefs to win. Despite that, Odell Beckham Jr., who is currently on the injured reserves, decided to tweet, "Don't be surprised this weekend when they win." Just throwing it out there now. Pretty bold but mild trash talk. Although it is like if a fish says, "Don't be surprised if I beat a shark in a fight." It would be surprising. Although Patrick Mahomes took Odell's words personally, he liked the tweet. And you know for a fact that he is using it for motivation. So let us jump into the match and see them go at it. Well, Patrick Mahomes did what Patrick Mahomes does. The Chiefs won 22-17. He did get injured in the 3rd quarter, but his 2 touchdowns and 106.9 passer rating was enough for the Chiefs to win. To be fair, Odell's tweet was kind of right. The Browns did not surprise anyone by the outcome of this game. Odell's Twitter fingers costed him, but a defensive coordinator trash-talked the wrong player. If we are being honest, we did DK Metcalf dirty in 2019. He was a 21-year-old kid trying to make his NFL dream come true. And before he even played a snap in the NFL, absolutely everyone was comparing him to one of the most dominant players in NFL history, Megatron. He did not even want the attention. Despite the immense pressure, DK went on to have a very solid rookie year in 2019, and through the first 11 weeks of 2020, he was 6th in the league in receiving yards. DK Metcalf proved himself, yet an opposing team's defensive coordinator had some choice words for him in Week 12 when the Philadelphia Eagles took on the Seattle Seahawks. The Eagles' defensive coordinator is Jim Schwartz. He is good at what he does, and before controlling the Eagles' defense, he was actually the Lions head coach from 2009 to 2013, and he also happened to coach Megatron in his prime. But like a high school jock hanging out at his hometown bars at 26, Jim Schwartz decided to trash talk DK Metcalf. Before the game, unprovoked, Jim Schwartz walked up to DK Metcalf, tapped him on the shoulder, and told him that he was good, but he wasn't Megatron yet. For no reason, Jim Schwartz had to let DK Metcalf know that. DK is called out right before the game. He has to prove himself.
First and 20. Wilson just one across the middle. DK Metcalf. Quick throw by Wilson. Free play. Looked like Philadelphia. It's Metcalf already. 14 from the 12. Wilson, quick toss to Metcalf. They do bring the extra man this time on 3rd and 13. Wilson will take a deep shot. Metcalf is there, and he's looked like a wise pick for Seattle. And on cue,
10 catches, and 177 receiving yards. DK Metcalf torched the Eagles secondary and helped his team win 23-17. But to truly show how dominant this performance was, this is DK Metcalf's top 10 career games in receiving yards, and this very game against the Eagles ranks number 1. DK Metcalf was called out by Jim Schwartz and then proceeded to have the game of his career. Jim Schwartz should have probably kept his opinion to himself. The exact same thing Jamal Williams should have done when he was on a podcast. One of the added benefits of the internet is that we get more of the unfiltered opinions of professional athletes in real time. Although sometimes they slip up, which is exactly what Packers backup running back Jamal Williams did when he called out the one player that you should never call out in Week 6 of the 2020 NFL season when the Packers faced off against the Buccaneers. Jamal Williams is a role player on a Packers team that is the best in the league. Aaron Rodgers is already the MVP favorite. They are 4-0 and are very well rested coming off a bye week. On the other hand, a 43-year-old Tom Brady is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Plus, the Buccaneers are 3-2. Although he is under some fire recently for a pretty costly mistake. In Week 5 against the Bears, Tom Brady forgot what down it was. It was 4th and 6 and he threw an incompletion. He thought it was 3rd down. So, when Jamal Williams was asked about Tom Brady's fatal mistake, he replied, "I'm pretty sure my quarterback knows what 4th down is." You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, Aaron Rodgers would never do that. Never. You know what I mean? He's too smart for that. Jamal Williams had some tough words for Tom Brady. He makes one mistake and gets clowned for it. So, going into this matchup, how is Tom Brady going to respond? The Buccaneers won by 28. Jamal Williams said that his quarterback is too smart to make a mistake. So how did Tom Brady compare to Aaron Rodgers in this game? Aaron Rodgers had one of the worst games of his career. Jamal Williams called out Tom Brady, and then Tom Brady proceeded to destroy his team. Jamal Williams talked way too much. But Justin Britt crossed the line against one of the best players ever. Aaron Donald is on fire heading into 2018. Everyone recognizes that he is the best defensive player of our generation. He has made the Pro Bowl every year of his career, made the All-Pro team all but 1 year, and won Defensive Player of the Year in 2017. He is the best of the best. Although one player was bold enough to take him on in a divisional showdown in Week 10 when the Los Angeles Rams took on the Seattle Seahawks. The player that called out Aaron Donald is Seahawks center Justin Britt. He's a 5th-year starter who has never made the Pro Bowl, but he is extremely hardworking and very consistent. Although jumping into the 4th quarter, Aaron Donald is having his way. He has 2.5 sacks to this point in the game. Now, the Seahawks have the ball with 1 minute and 24 seconds left, down 5 points, no timeouts. Aaron Donald picked up a loose ball and tried to take it to the house. The play was called dead, but Justin Britt came in and took a cheap shot on Aaron Donald.
Gonna be ruled. Well, they're playing like it's a fumble, as that is Donald running with it.
Why would you do that? Why would you take a cheap shot on the best player when you are trying to win the game? Well, I will just let it play out from here.
2nd and 10, 1:19 to play. Going on the run, finding his target, Lockett. Away. That went for 29. Taking off again. He's going to slide. Now the clock's going to keep on going.
got rid of it, going to the end zone, and definitely one-on-one up top. Here's Wilson, trying to get out of a jam. That's where you want to throw this. Wilson, on the run, gets rid of it.
The Seahawks failed the game-winning drive. Aaron Donald made the key plays to stop the Seahawks. On second down, he forced Russell Wilson to make this throw, which took 24 seconds off of the clock. Then, with 37 seconds left, he beat Justin Britt and got in Wilson's face, which caused him to overshoot his receiver. Then, on fourth down, he applied the final pressure to help end the game. Justin Britt took a cheap shot on Aaron Donald, then Donald proceeded to stop the Seahawks from doing anything. Justin Britt showed us the obvious reason why you do not make one of the best players ever mad. But DAngelo Hall decided to get into a fist fight and almost costed his team the game. In 2012, DAngelo Hall was having a great year. In his 9th season, he already has 3 interceptions and 9 passes defended through the first 11 weeks. He is a very athletic and flashy player who is not afraid to trash talk anyone. He is able to compete with the best and trash talk the best. But he took things way too far in Week 12 when Washington took on the Dallas Cowboys. DAngelo Hall is playing great, but the number 1 receiver on the other team is playing just as good. Dez Bryant is an explosive player whose big personality is matched by a big play style. He can overpower any cornerback and is a great route runner. So, when you take an explosive cornerback and an explosive wide receiver and you put them together, they don't really clash? Because Dez Bryant is not doing good so far in this game. At the start of the third quarter, he only has 2 catches for 20 receiving yards. Although during the middle of a play with 13 minutes and 36 seconds left, the 2 players got into it. DAngelo Hall punched Dez Bryant. His restraint here is insane. So how does Dez Bryant respond? DAngelo Hall punched Dez Bryant, and Dez Bryant started to play amazing. Washington did end up winning, but the Cowboys nearly erased a 25-point deficit. To truly show how dominant Dez Bryant was, this is his stats before the punch, and this is his stats after the punch. Dez Bryant literally played near perfect after getting punched, and if it wasn't for Washington's offense, the Cowboys would have most likely won. DAngelo Hall looked like a child for punching Dez Bryant, but Ryan Clark got way too confident and went terribly wrong. Going into the 2013 NFL season, Tom Brady's future looked to be up in the air. He lost a Super Bowl in 2011, lost in the AFC Championship in 2012, then in the offseason lost his number 1 wide receiver, Wes Welker. Tom Brady is up against the wall, and another NFL veteran noticed. Ryan Clark has reason to be optimistic going into 2013. He had a tremendous year in the season before and helped lead the Steelers defense to be ranked 6th in the league. They did miss the playoffs due to injuries, but now fully healthy, Ryan Clark and the Steelers are extremely confident going into 2013, which was put on full display. When Ryan Clark was asked about Tom Brady in the offseason, he said this: "When Tom Brady gets pressure and when you're man-to-man and bumping those guys and making it hard for him to throw, he sees ghost. Even when he's not about to be sacked, we'll see him duck. We'll see him flinch. When you get Tom Brady doing that, the whole New England Patriots mystique goes away." This is what Tom Brady looks like to Ryan Clark. Surely Ryan Clark can back up those bold statements if he just happens to face the Patriots this season. Just a few months later, the Pittsburgh Steelers are facing the New England Patriots. We all know Tom Brady saw those comments. He wants revenge on the Steelers. Although Ryan Clark is not worried. If they simply do what he said, it should be an easy game, right?
It's not affecting how he throws the football. 3rd and 14, and that pass is to Gronkowski. And Gronkowski. And again, Brady has Gronkowski. Ben Roethlisberger from the 34, down the field and open for the touchdown. 1st and 10, over the top, they go. And 1st down, open at the 35. Amendola. And 7 play for the Patriots, and it's Dobson. Brady, play action, long ball, open, Dobson, got it at the 30. Dobson takes off for the touchdown.
Well, Ryan, it was not that easy, was it? The Patriots won 55-31. Although, to truly see how impressive this win was, this is the top 10 most points given up in a game in Steelers franchise history. Now, if we reveal the most points ever given up, Ryan Clark called out Tom Brady, and then Tom Brady proceeded to score the most points anyone has ever scored on the Steelers. Me personally, I love trash talk. Just make sure you can back it up when you do it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.